Alright, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this one I'm talking about how to sell anything and what most social media marketing agency owners are actually doing horribly wrong that is keeping them from selling their first service or product or whatever it may be that you're selling online. Honestly, this could be applied to pretty much anybody selling any consulting or coaching or any sort of a service online, including agency owners. Okay, and I want to talk about something super simple in this video. And this is something I'm teaching my coaching students recently, and it brought a student recently from having made nothing with his own consulting to having done, I think he's well past $5,000 now within 10 days of working with my methods, but I think $4,200 in 8 days was his testimony. You can see the previous sort of testimony here on the channel. And basically what I talk about is, here's what most people do, okay? Here's what most people do. I'm gonna start with there, okay? Most people do this, okay? They try and, they almost put somebody, a person, which could be a potential customer, down to like this really pressurized, high intensity process, and they try and squeeze out the other end money out of them, okay? And this could be cold calling, this could be cold emailing, this could be whatever, and you know what they try and do is they try and skip an important step. Basically, they either, whether they're doing cold calling, which is a really popular thing to do, whether they're doing cold emailing, and these can work if you apply what I'm telling you, but it's much harder in this environment, or cold really anything. Okay, this is what most people do. They do cold, and then they never really try and figure out ways to get clients to come to them. Basically, they never even think about that. That's not even an option to them. They never even conceive of that. Even though they're a digital marketer and they're selling digital marketing services to businesses, they can't somehow figure out how to use digital marketing to get clients to come to them. It's kind of hypocritical in my opinion, but nonetheless, let's not focus on that right now. Let's focus on what most people are doing and why it's wrong. Why is cold calling, why is cold emailing, why is cold anything wrong? Why is going cold hard? There's two elements that go into an easy sale. Two elements. I'm going to remove the most people thing too. It's trust, and rapport. Okay? And rapport can be, they just like you. Trust is they see that you can help them and you can solve their problem, and rapport is they like you and they like who you are and they like your model. They prefer you, even though maybe somebody else, maybe even potentially better, they'd still work with you. Okay? Trust is you can solve their problem. Rapport is they like you. Okay? And how can we use these two elements to actually build a proper sales process? So what I always teach my students to do is to do a couple things, and I'm going to draw a little hump here. Okay? And then I'm going to draw two lines, and this is kind of what I've been visualizing for my students recently. And I call this hump, and I hope you can see that line there. I think my light over there is kind of making it hard to see. Okay. So what I call this hump here, I call this the value hump or the trust hump. Okay? Value/trust hump, okay? And your goal is to get a potential client over this trust hump, where they now trust you and they value your opinion and they value your ideas before you can sell them, which is where you go here. This is when we qualify them. I'll write the full word, qualify, okay? So we get them over the trust hump, we get them to value our opinion, we get them to value our service and value our perspective through maybe results we've gotten for somebody else, through maybe just bringing value to their business of some kind, whatever it is. And then once they're over this hump, it's easy to get them down here, and then we just qualify them. We get them on the phone and we ask them questions, okay? We qualify them. Instead of them trying to figure out if we're qualified, we take authority, we take position, and we see if they're qualified. And that changes the game completely, okay? So why is this different, and how do we actually apply this? So if you're going to do cold email, for example, which I don't do, whoops, and I don't really even totally recommend you do at the start. Maybe down the line once you've got more case studies and more, proof of your results. But what you're trying to do in any sort of first outreach. So let me break this down into steps that the client goes through. Let's say there's 3 steps, okay? First is when they first see you. I'm gonna draw a little eye here. That's when they first see you, and that's considered traffic, okay? And at this stage, you have to bring value. You have to prove yourself really quickly, a lot of proof. You have to bring clarity, and you have to give them a reason why you're better than the other 10,000 people that they've heard the exact same thing from. Because a lot of businesses are gonna hear, hey, we can help you with your social media or whatever, okay? And that's what you have to do up front. So with cold, the hard part is that with cold, you don't even assume that they have the problem yet. So if you're cold emailing somebody, you don't even really know their perspective on, running Facebook ads for the business yet. So you're having to sell them on the idea even. So it's really, really hard. So that's the first step. The next step is leads, okay? And that's when they're, getting out their wallet. So I'll just draw like a little wallet here, kind of like a half open wallet, I guess, like that, with like change in it. Yeah, that's kind of creative. They're getting ready to open their wallet, and they're kind of more trusting of you, and maybe they've opted into something, or like, they've gotten on the phone with you once, or, maybe they downloaded something that you have for offer, like a PDF or like a book or something that you give away, or, they've observed some of your content, right? And you begin to see that, again, this is all just the trust hump right here. And we're getting them over the trust hump, and then the sale is this end here. And that's, of course, when we qualify them. And I hope this is making sense. I'm going to give you some really practical examples of how this actually works right now. So what I do and what I teach my students to do, and I'm going to do super high-level stuff here. And this is all in the course. This is all, you can check this all out in the training. And I teach coaching students this often. We actually, we build our own funnel that attracts clients, okay? And we start off with free content that they can basically watch, and then we engage with them one-on-one. We talk to them over like a text platform of some kind, or like Facebook Messenger or whatever, or comment section on a video or whatever it is. We get them on the phone, and then we sell them from there, okay? That's the funnel, okay? So instead of building a process where you're always reaching out and doing a bunch of cold outreach, you're not even really sure if the business owner values you, or if they like you, or if they see the value in what you're doing. We build processes to get them to come to us, okay? And right now, I am actively running and working on a funnel that basically does this, where I take somebody, so I'll show them an ad on Facebook, okay? And they'll go to a landing page where I will have them opt in and watch a case study video. It's more like a video sales letter though, and then from there, after the video sales letter, they'll opt in for a call, okay? And then on the call, I'll try and close them, and if I can't close them, I'll follow up with them a week later or whatever. And so I'm spending like, $400 per call, and then like, it depends on which campaign I'm talking about here, but then around, $1,200 per close. Okay, so now we're thinking like marketers. Now we're thinking, how do we get people coming to us? And that's how you begin to build an actual business, Inbound. I don't know anybody that only runs an agency off of solely outbound and doesn't try and bring value up front and get them over that, that trust hump before they even start to sell them, okay? You get them over that trust hump, and then you get them on the phone and you qualify them. You ask them the hard questions. You don't let them ask you hard questions. So I'm going to kind of cut myself off here. This is some really important stuff that if you don't understand, you're going to stay capped for a very, very long time. And I really want you to kind of internalize the idea of building a digital marketing process of some kind that brings value, builds trust, shows case studies or something, and then getting them on the phone and qualifying them. You get them over that trust hump, and then you qualify them, okay? And once you can do that, then you've got the world at your freaking fingertips, man. Because really, truly, you can have as many clients as you want if you have a proven way of getting people over that trust hump, okay? So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want a full training, it's about an hour and a half long, like freaking 400 slides of craziness. Links in the description for that. That is free. And if you want to hop into the paid program, which talks about all of this in far more detail and has brought many students to a 6-figure level, you can enroll in that in the description as well. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.